Right now, it is time for some music, and today introducing you to a Montreal indie rock band. Welcome to New Music Tuesday. I'm feeling all right listening to that. Hi, Duke. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sabrina. I'm feeling kind of all right as well. That track is called Empty Halls. It came out last year. Joining us for New Music Tuesdays is, to my left, a young lady by the name of Jose Forsyth Morissette, who's on keyboards. And we have directly to my right, Adam Nickel on bass. And at the far end, the man who is the headmaster of this whole thing on lead guitar and lead vocals, Jan Geoffroy. Of course, they are Second Body. Guys, welcome to New Music Tuesdays.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome, Second Body.
Here.
It's great to have you.
I'll start with you, Jan.
Hello.
Where does the name of the band come from?
Oh, good question. I think I was doing some reading and closer to the mic. I was doing some reading and the two words popped out at me, and I thought this is a cool kind of idea or image or thing to, I don't know, that kind of spoke to me. So what does it mean? I mean, I guess how we're always potentially living not two lives, but that we're kind of watching ourselves in some way, presenting ourselves. And sometimes you get, especially with social media and stuff, you kind of get this kind of duplicity or doubleness that sort of happens, I guess. I don't know. That kind of just spoke to me, and I called us that.
Interesting. So it's the words that you found interesting, and you found a meaning afterwards.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Jose, how did you guys all hook up?
Well, we've known each other for a long time, Jan and I. We've had fun. I sang at his wedding. He sang at my wedding, and we've just been friends. And then he spoke to me about this project, and I was like, yeah, I'm on board. So the rest is history.
Adam, how did you get into the mix?
My parents are good friends. Oh, sorry. My parents are good friends.
I think y'all are afraid of the mics.
I'm absolutely afraid of the mic.
Big and
They're like 20
imposing
feet from the mics.
My parents are old friends with Jan's parents-in-law. So I'm from Winnipeg,
Nice.
and when I moved to Montreal a couple of years ago, we had met maybe once before, and Jan heard that I played bass in Winnipeg, and so when I moved here,
Y'all are old
sent
friends. I
me a
like
message.
that.
Yeah, and our drummer, who's not here right now, unfortunately, is also from Winnipeg. So we have this sort of Winnipeg connection as well.
Can we give him a name besides our drummer?
Oh, yes, our drummer is Sean Bronstein.
All right.
Yeah.
Sean, if you're out there listening, what's up?
When you all came in here, you've been here for the last hour, hanging out at our studios here, and I kind of got a sense. I thought, these people were friends first before they were bandmates. It's just this vibe that I could tell where you bounce jokes off each other. How does that help your creations and your music and your work?
I think that rehearsals are very fun for us. We get together, we joke around for most of the time, and talk about what we're going to talk about on stage and stuff like that, as a joke, and hash out our arrangements and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we just vibe really well. I've been in a lot of bands as a drummer, and this one feels like, I don't know, it feels kind of organic. The vibe is good.
Jose, how would you guys describe your sound?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Jan and I tried talking about this once. We both like Fleetwood Mac.
Should we try again?
Yeah, let's try again. We both like Fleetwood Mac, and then I don't know, jammy. What did you say? You said.
I mean, I think that in terms of our vocal harmonies, we love the Fleetwood Mac vibe. It's kind of earnest. It kind of feels good.
Yeah.
It's not afraid to kind of go to like maybe, I don't know, emotional places, I suppose.
Yeah. One of the things that was really fun is that our voices really gel well together. We realized that right away, and we were just like, "Oh, this is fun!" Like, let's
we could be
take
related
it from there.
Yeah,
yeah. So,
we sing well together. I think we're also looking for some kind of weird vibes, some Talking Heads kind of stuff, and some shoegazy elements where we kind of break out of the sort of refrain verse kind of thing and try and sort of explore sound textures a little bit. So we try to kind of bring all of that into just kind of, indie rock pop songs.
So does the indie rock label like bother you, since it's a lot more than that, or are you cool with that?
None of this bothers me, but it's hard to label something.
It sounds like he's discussed this like in therapy or something. I'm good now. None of this bothers me anymore. We talked about that.
Pretty much. No, I mean, I find labels difficult, and we're kind of still exploring our sound. I do find like the EP coming out is going to be quite different than the first album. So I suppose labeling the genres is always kind of fraught for me a little bit, and I'm also very interested in kind of bringing disparate things together. I'm a big listener of jazz, but I'm like, we're doing pop music, and yeah, I don't know.
Do you find, though, however, that most bands and most musicians, especially those of notoriety, usually listen to things that we don't associate with them anyway? I mean, isn't that kind of the norm? Like, you figure rock bands stay home and listen to other rock bands, and sometimes they're listening to things that are completely different.
No, that's for sure. I listen to a lot of older things, and from a lot of vinyl and different genres for sure.
It's older when he's listening to it on vinyl, right? Adam, who are some of your musical influences?
I'm a big country guy. I really love
another element.
I really love some of that old. Yeah, I try to bring as much kind of country. I don't know how much I can influence that much from the bass, but I really love Graham Parsons or
nice.
Rolling Stones or something like that. Kind of their country sound is kind of what I'm listening to a lot of the time.
That's really interesting that the bassist likes country. I mean, that's cool.
And he brings that out for sure. I think like you play a very kind of clean and stripped down vintagey bass style. I think like it sounds great, and I do have lots of effects and pedals and stuff, and the contrast there is quite nice, I think. And I'm happy that you bring that kind of simplicity, kind of just holding it down, and the bass is really, really nice.
When you look at the sound, Jose, and I'm speaking about you specifically, the way it's described, fitting keyboards into that sort of thing is not an easy task, right? Because you're on paper, it looks more like a jingly-jangly, guitar, bass, drums, jingly-jangly type thing, an REM sort of thing. How do you mix your whole keyboard element into this?
Yeah, I think it's more like atmosphere, like what I bring, It's like, it's just like kind of a back, like kind of energy that's just kind of always there, and... Yeah, it's subtle, but it kind of has like a presence that just kind of fills maybe like more dead places, I guess, things like that.
Absolutely. It brings, lots of analog synth texture, just a drone in the background kind of adds to that maybe shoegazy element that I was speaking about earlier.
Wow. So when you say analog, are you playing like mono synths?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Wow. Now, for those out there who may not know what that means, before Moog came up with the polysynths, when the first synthesizer keyboards came out, you can only play one note at a time. You couldn't play chords. So you got to be really good for it to actually fit into the mix.
I think what we're learning, too, is that less notes is actually kind of adds more to the song, right? Like you could play all the sort of fancy chords, but if you just kind of strip it down to one or two notes that you actually kind of get more across. I think we're learning as we write music.
Good point.
Yeah, less is more in the right spots. Exactly. I want to hear more about this dynamic. So this band, 4-member band, 50% from Winnipeg, 50% from Montreal. How do you compare the scenes and the audiences?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience like playing in Winnipeg at all. I know, my wife is from Winnipeg, so I've been going there a lot in the past like 10 years, I guess, and discovering the scene more than I ever knew that existed there. Of course it does, obviously. But yeah, it's got a really great art and music scene. People are really supportive of one another. It feels good.
Yeah. The Peg is known for having quite a music scene.
Absolutely. For sure.
It punches a bit above its it's white, I think. I know for Sean, in his case, he moved here about 20 years ago, so he's not as involved. But I only moved here a couple of years ago, and until that, for the last 10 years, I've been involved in the Winnipeg music scene. And it is interesting because it's just much more insular. It's much smaller. Everybody has played in bands with each other. And nobody tours through there. So when you get kind of you get a good show, the whole scene turns out for it, and
it's vibrant.
And they show people a lot of love.
All right, our guests are Yan, Jose, and Adam of Second Body. That's 3/4 of the band. They got a new EP coming up. We're going to hear a new single that was originally titled Berlin. I want to ask you that at the end of the song, but it's now called Release Me for New Music Tuesdays. Here's Second Body.
Things were going. We hushed and we settled ourselves like dust on the ship, living in this architect's silent head. Release me. Watch me as I walk out the door.
That one's called Release Me by Montreal's own Second Body. The band is our guest today for New Music Tuesday.
Up next, you guys, you have a launch. There's going to be a 3-song EP coming out. Is there a working title yet?
There is a working title. Shall I say what it is? It is.
You don't have to. It's up to you.
I wasn't ready to.
You don't have to
release the title today.
You don't. You can
so
say, you know what? You'll find out when it's up to you.
Yeah. Follow us on social media, and then you'll come and see the show when it's time.
Now you're looking in the fall, and you guys going to do a launch as well.
We're going to do a launch show in the fall for this 3-song EP that will release on cassette tape, I think. Stay tuned for that.
Release Me started streaming on all platforms, including Spotify yesterday. Yan, Jose, and Adam of Second Body, thank you so much for joining us for New Music Tuesdays.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Duke,
so much,
Sabrina.
and send our best to Sean, who was unable to make it today. But 3 of the 4 members of this Montreal, or I should say 50-50, Montreal-Winnipeg band here, Second Body. You can look out for their stuff. That last one we heard called Release Me. Duke, you're going to be back. It's Funk Week here on the show. Not only funk, classic funk.
Classic Funk Week. Get your dancing shoes out for this one, because this one is going to be chili sauce all over the place.
All right, Duke's Pick of the Day coming up after 4 o'clock. Right now, let's get your update on the roads and public transportation. And Lita, is your daughter that's settled? Is she okay?
All good. She actually wanted to take the metro and head over to